Sandy Letzing. I work for Cascadia Conservation District. I am our staff certified arborist, and I also work in the urban forestry program and our general forestry program.
And I'm Paula Dinius. I'm the urban horticulturist for WSU Chelan County, and I'm an ISA certified arborist.
So today we're going to be talking about how to properly select and also plant a tree in the Wenatchee Valley area. So we're going to go over various techniques to make sure that your plant gets established properly. Okay, so Paula, first things first, when is the ideal time to plant a tree in Central Washington?
Well, fall is an excellent time because the temperature is cooling down and the soil is still warm. Sometimes it might be hard to source trees at that time of year. Spring is a great time also, as it's warming up, yet still cool enough to get it in before our summer seasons heat up.
We're here with the PUD today, and they're planting a ginkgo tree. It's a balled and burlap or B&B style tree. So they've dug the hole. Can you tell us how to determine how wide and deep your hole should be and how you should dig it?
Yeah, the hole should be only as deep as the depth of the root ball. But then you want to create you want to make your hole V-shaped. So you can have it 3 times as wide as the width of the root ball. The base of the hole will be, let's just say, 18 inches is the width of the root ball. And then it will go up to approximately 3 feet when it cuts to the surface, but the depth will be approximately 18 inches if that's the depth of the root ball.
Okay. So what's a good indicator that you're at the right depth? Are you looking for something on the tree, or?
You want to locate the root flare or the trunk flare. It's synonymous. It's the area where the trunk and the roots come together. And you'll see it flare out slightly. You see the trunk transition into the roots, and that needs to be at soil level or slightly above soil level. The trunk bark tissue is different than root tissue, epidermal tissue. Roots have a lot more suberin or wax in their epidermis, and the trunk does not. So the bark, the epidermis of the trunk can rot if it's under the soil.
Oh, okay. So we've put the tree in, we have the trunk root flare right above the soil line, then we're going to fill it back in with some soil. Should I be adding a bunch of compost, or what should I be filling it in with?
The best thing to backfill is with the native soil that you remove from the hole, because we don't want an interface between soil medium that the roots were planted in the container, if you will, or if it was field grown like B&Bs are. So it was grown in soil. If we add a lot of compost to the soil, you've got 2 different types of soil, and the roots don't like to go into different textures of soil. So you want to try to use your native soil. That will help them establish much faster.
So as we're adding soil, we're also going to be adding water, right, as we're planting this tree. So we want to create kind of a thick slurry of mud water as we're planting. So we've planted it, we've added some water. How often do I want to be watering it as it gets established? Or how do I know when the plant is happy? Is there stuff I'm looking for? Or?
Well, you want to keep the root ball moist and the soil around the root ball moist, so you can get the roots to grow and move out into the native soil around it. You don't want it too wet, and if the top inch or so starts drying out, then you know it's definitely time to water again.
So we filled in the soil. Next thing we're going to do is add some mulch. How much mulch do I add, and how do I add it?
Well, there's different kinds of mulch. There's fine mulch, like a compost, medium-sized chunks, and then the large wood chip chunks. So if you're putting a fine mulch on, like a compost on top, you're going to only want to put 1 to 2 inches on top. But if you're using the larger chunks, you can, 4 inches is normal. You can even go up to 6. But the main thing you want to be careful of is not get any of that mulch up against the trunk, because then it retains moisture, which is part of the purpose of the mulch, is to retain the soil moisture. But then it can cause a problem with the trunk again, with that moisture potentially causing trunk rot.
If you have more questions, feel free to reach out to your local conservation district or your local WSU Extension office, depending on what county you live in. We'll also include some links at the end here for you to click on for more information.